was younger, I saw my daddy cry and curse at the wind. He broke his own heart, and I watched as he tried to reassemble it. And my mama swore that she would never let herself forget. And that was the day that I promised I'd never sing of love if it does not exist. Darling, you are the only exception. 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 Maybe I felt somewhere deep in my soul that love never lasts, and we've got to find other ways to make it alone or keep a straight face. And I've always lived like this, keeping a comfortable distance. And up until now I have sworn to myself that I'm content with loneliness, because none of it was ever worth the risk. Well, you are the only exception. 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 I've got a tight grip on reality, but I can't let go of what's in front of me here. I know you'll be here in the morning when I wake up. Show me some kind of proof it's not a dream. Whoa, whoa. You are the only exception. 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 And I'm on my way to believing. Oh, and I'm on my way to believing.
Welcome to this guided meditation on divine relationships and spiritual family. Begin by sitting in a comfortable position, allowing your hands to rest gently in your lap. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths, feeling your body soften and relax with each exhale. Allow yourself to become fully present, open to the energy of divine love and connection. Imagine a soft, radiant light surrounding you, filling you with warmth and peace. This light represents the divine love that connects you to everyone in your life, especially those who are part of your spiritual family. As you breathe, feel this light expanding from your heart, reaching out to the souls who resonate with you on a deeper level. Those who are part of your journey, your purpose, and your growth. Feel a sense of unity as each breath strengthens this divine connection. Now, bring to mind the relationships in your life that feel especially meaningful or spiritually aligned. They could be family, friends, mentors, or even people who have come into your life briefly but left a lasting impact. Visualize them standing around you, bathed in the same radiant light. Feel the deep soul bond that connects you to each of them, knowing that these relationships transcend time, space, and earthly circumstances. Together, you form a spiritual family, a circle of support and love. Allow yourself to feel gratitude for each person in this spiritual family. Recognize the unique ways they contribute to your journey, offering guidance, encouragement, challenges, or simply companionship. Each soul has a divine purpose in your life, just as you do in theirs. Acknowledge that these connections are gifts from the divine, meant to help you grow, learn, and deepen your understanding of love. Embrace this feeling of shared purpose, knowing you're never alone on this path. As you begin to return to the present moment, take this sense of divine connection with you. Know that you are supported by a spiritual family that is always present in your heart, guiding and nurturing you through each step of your journey. With a gentle breath, open your eyes, carrying this awareness of divine relationships and spiritual unity with you into the world.
Hello Church of Union, my name is Christine and I will be doing this Sunday services card reading using the Dragon Oracle cards by Diana Cooper. So our first card for today is the Lilac Fire Dragon. Very pretty. Transmutes through the power of divine love. Open up to transcendent love and enlightenment. Purity of heart brings peace, hope, and joy. So that's a really beautiful message that at the core of everything is divine love. And everything that is happening in your life right now, it might feel sometimes that you're not experiencing this divine love in some areas of your life, especially if you've been hurt in those areas before, or if you're experiencing challenges and you feel stuck or you feel like something is preventing you from moving forward. And I feel like this card is the perfect reminder that everything in life is an opportunity to receive divine love. So if there's a talent currently in your life that you're struggling with, it's important to take this as a learning opportunity and as a chance to love yourself in this space, instead of as an excuse to give up on yourself or to be angry. Maybe at yourself, maybe at the circumstances. It might be even tempting to feel powerless. However, this is really not what's going on. And when you are on a spiritual journey, you have this awareness that everything, the purpose of every obstacle, every mistake, it's to learn and to grow and to move into deeper divine love. Our next card is the Earth and Fire Dragon. That's also very pretty. So, works with you to clear the fifth dimensional ley lines. It is time for service. When you give, you receive. Something that is very interesting is that traditionally, the fire element has to do with passion, and the earth element has to do with being grounded, with earthly life, with finances even. So that's a beautiful life purpose card. And when you're giving, you're receiving. That's divine love. If you notice that you are experiencing blocks or delays when it comes to receiving, this might also mean that there are blocks or delays within you when it comes to giving your gift. Because giving and receiving are one and the same. When you give, that's how you open yourself up to receive. And I mentioned that fire is traditionally a passion element because what feels best for your soul to give is whatever you're passionate about. It's about discovering your life purpose and creating abundance based on your life purpose instead of just having, a normal job. And that's something really beautiful about the spiritual journey, is that you don't have to cut yourself off from the world in order to ascend and to experience perfect union with God. You can do this while being part of the world, while contributing, while giving and receiving your gift. So if you haven't already, this is a great opportunity this week to start getting clear on what your purpose might be, start to exploring the possibilities, and if you already know what your purpose is, it's a great opportunity to go deeper in that and to continue giving love and energy into it. And as you invest energy into it, it will invest energy right back into you by paying you. And our last card is the Crystal Yellow Dragon. opens you to higher learning and wisdom. Expand your crown chakra for illumination and walk the higher spiritual path. So, this reading feels very balanced because, on the one hand, we spoke about the challenges in the beginning, we spoke about abundance, which is very grounded, very earthly, but we also have the crown chakra, which is wisdom, it's connecting with the divine. So, I feel like this week is a call to go deeper into this balance between the spiritual and the physical. Many people on the spiritual path, because that's the way it used to be, can have the tendency to separate the two. My 5D reality from my 3D reality is different. My spiritual life is like that, but my physical life is that other thing over there. But that doesn't have to be the way anymore. Your spiritual life and your physical life can all be one, and you don't have to abandon the one in favor of the other. Another message I'm getting from this card is that the more you love yourself, the more you align with divine truth, and the more opportunities this is giving you to receive this higher wisdom and to open up your channeling abilities to be able to communicate with God in your heart. And that's such a beautiful thing to be able to do, to master your communication with God, because your relationship with God is at the core of every single thing in life. So, this was our card reading for today. Thank you so much for watching and enjoy the rest of our Sunday service.
Hi everyone, I am Manuela Perez, and I'm very happy to introduce the sermon by Jose and Michaela. The topic for today is divine relationships and spiritual family. So, in this community, we're taught how to have divine friendships. We're taught how to have divine relationships with like our twin flame, with our spiritual community members, with our friends, with our family. We understand how to relate from a place that honors both parties. So it's a different way of relating, and it feels really, really good. Sometimes it can be challenging to confront upsets that could come up with people, like because I can be like sensitive and you know like vulnerable, and you're like, no, I don't want to talk about this, like whatever. But it's safe to like go into that place of healing and heal whatever's coming up, because you're just going to go deeper into love, like with your twin flame. Absolutely, because they choose with you as one. So it's safe to have those conversations with your twin flame that might feel really uncomfortable, or you're like, wow, this is really might really trigger them, but I need support here, and not saying it, not obviously. There's a part in the twin flame book where it says you don't want to like express yourself for the purpose of like hurting your twin flame's feelings or whatever. But honesty is like really important. So coming from a place of peace. So it's just safe to have those uncomfortable conversations that you think could really like fracture the relationship. But with your twin flame, if you choose to heal and truly work through it, you're just going to come deeper and closer together. And that's the beauty of twin flames, is that every upset is like a miscommunication. Like you're always on the same page with your twin flame, always. And it's just a miscommunication. So it's about getting clear together about what the truth is. And that's something that Jose and Michaela mentioned in the sermon, is like the beauty of this community is that we all want to come closer to God. We all want the truth, like, that's why I really feel very, honestly, like I feel very loved in my friendships in this community, because it's like we all take responsibility for our upsets, and we know that it's just something to heal, and it's taking us deeper into harmony and deeper into our relationship with God and like the world around us. So like God, God is everything. So that's just the beauty, because like it's safe to feel your feelings, and like you don't need to like repress upsets that come up with people or community members or whatever. Like it's safe to really feel them and acknowledge them. Hey, I feel really upset here. I feel very uncomfortable here, or this is coming up. This is very uncomfortable. But it's safe to look at it and know that like your consciousness is just going through a purification process, especially when you come into this community and you experience like the true divinity like of yeah, like in this community you're going to learn how to have divine relationships and how to relate to people through God. So when you come from um like environments where that was not happening, there was like lots of misalignments or whatever it may be, like I can assure you, maybe, most likely that a lot of those upsets or misalignments will probably come up within the like within relationships that you have in the community, and it's safe to heal them. They're just illusions and you just need to heal them so you can have deeper harmony with your spiritual family, your spiritual community, like your soul family, your friends, all that stuff, because yeah, we're here to manifest heaven on earth. And yeah, part of that is having a harmonious community too, like, the foundation is of course it's like God, yourself, and your twin flame. That's like it feels like that's kind of like your home, like your bubble of love. And then from that space you can like extend out to other people and relate to them. So yeah, I just feel like that's really wonderful. And yeah, I'd also love to share a bit about my experience like living um close physically to my spiritual community. Like I live around a lot of other community members, and I've developed like friendships with yeah, like a couple of them, like like where we see each other pretty constantly. And it's been really sweet. It's been really nice. It's been very healing to my being. I know that a lot of times when I hang out with my friends that are here, I always feel like so filled up inside. I'm like, wow, my inner well is overflowing, because like yeah, we're not like taking from each other. We're like loving each other and connecting, and yeah, just like listening to each other, like supporting each other on our twin flame journeys, and helping each other through whatever spiritual blocks may come up, like whatever, and just having fun. We understand that whatever upsets come up, it's just stuff that we can heal, whatever. So like not taking that stuff too seriously, but just working through whatever comes up. And I've experienced like yeah, like I can just be myself. Like I remember moving here from Atlanta, Georgia, which is like a big city. There's like a lot of like it's a completely different culture, like the vibe. And I was scared. I was like, "Oh my god, I'm going to move like to this city where it's just a small little town. Like I'm going to lose myself. I'm not going to know who I am." But that's not true. Actually, what happened was I feel like I've become more of who I am, my true essence. I've been able to express more of my like divine essence. And not only that, but I also manifested my twin flame union at the same time. And I said, oh shoot, this is amazing. So it's just very like, yeah, it's very healing to be around people that like are on the same journey as you. And that's not to say like shut out everyone that's not in the community. Like obviously not. Like no. I love my family, like my parents and my siblings and one of my cousins. Like I feel very close to them and I want to continue building that relationship with them. And also a few friends that I've had for a while, like a couple of them. I feel like there's purpose in those relationships. And because of the work that I have from the teachings of union, I know how to relate to them, even though they might not, they're in a lot of places, they're not going to understand me. They're going to be like, what are you doing? But that stuff doesn't bother me because I know under that there's love, there's true love between like my parents and I, my siblings and I, one of my cousins and I, and like a few of other friends that I like maybe one or two friends that I have outside of the community. And I feel purpose in that because I understand how to like place boundaries, how to like, yeah, like grow that relationship, even though they're not doing this work. But that doesn't matter because if you know that there's love there, like you can continue growing that relationship. And yeah, like relationships change and evolve. And yeah, it's just honoring the change, the evolution. But yeah, so yeah, I hope what I shared was able to help you. Like, yeah, relationships in this community are absolutely wonderful. Like, they're not like relationships like outside of this community, but that doesn't mean that you cut out everyone that's not in this community. Obviously, that's not the teaching. But yeah, with the teachings of union, you can really set yourself up for having really respectful, lovely friendships, relationship with the twin flame, relationship with God, relationship with the guru that really feel really good. And that also requires that you work through all the challenges that come up. Sometimes it can be really challenging stuff that comes up, but that's okay because you're just being taken deeper into love and harmony, and you're going to be really grateful when you cross that hill, that challenge, because you're going to be like, wow, there's so much love here. So I really hope everything that I shared helped you, and I invite you to tag to the Church of Union at unionism.org. This helps us spread the message and continue sharing this wonderful divine teaching with the whole world. And yeah, I will see you guys after the sermon. Enjoy.
Hello everyone, I'm Jose.
And I'm Michaela.
Welcome back to another Sunday service. Please join us for the opening Oms and the opening prayer. I am the only child of God, forever part of Him. I am created by Him in perfection, and there I always remain. My mind is my sanctuary, where I keep His holy creation sacred. I will only allow in His voice. I will only accept His word.
Today I will hear the word of God. I surrender myself to His teachings through His divine channel. I will honor what He has spoken and accept it as His will. I will be obedient to His word, for this is my salvation.
In Christ's name, Amen.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for joining us today. Today we want to talk about divine relationships and spiritual family. And this is something that we have been cultivating all together for a long time. And it's also been a lesson like we've personally been going deeper into. So we wanted to talk about that today. And I just wanted to start by talking about how when you get started on the twin flame journey and you get started with the teachings of union, you start to realize how much it's about divine relationships. And like this is a whole journey about relationships, which is, you know, first and foremost, your relationship with God, your relationship with yourself, your relationship with your twin flame, and then everyone else, you know. And I think sometimes we can get so focused on our relationship with, you know, with ourselves and our union that we can almost like forget about all the other relationships in the world. And especially like within our community, relationships are just so important. And it's, you know, whether you're a volunteer or just a student, a coach, whatever you are within the community, the relationship you're having with the community, with each other, with your teachers, with your gurus, or your coach, or your peers, your friends, it's all really important to know that you're only ever having one relationship, and that is your relationship with God. And it's normal for things to be triggered. You know, I notice a lot of times people in this community, including myself, will have like family relationship traumas or triggers or wounds come up. And I think it's so beautiful how in this community full of people who choose to heal and choose love, like you can actually move through those relationship traumas and come into deeper harmony with each other and deeper closeness.
And I think that's so powerful. And it's a really important lesson for harmonious union, because with your twin flame, you're going to have upsets come up and your twin flame is going to do stuff that triggers you. And so will the people in this community sometimes. Like, you may have relationship tensions or triggers. And I think it's so beautiful that we've created a culture of healing, so that, you know, an upset doesn't have to mean the relationship is broken and fractured and done. You know, an upset in relationships within a spiritual family actually means, like, you can go deeper into love. But both parties have to be, you know, choosing love and healing. So there is like that standard of love.
Yeah, I think that's a very good point. And yeah, we want to speak about how relationships look like for, you know, those in the spiritual path. Because when you take this journey and apply this work, you are going to be healing your relationships basically all the time, starting with yourself, of course, and God. And the set of rules changes a bit from what we are taught in society or in maybe our families or, you know, overall. And I think the main difference is that within a spiritual community, or if you're a student of this work with anyone, you know, um, if you are choosing to have a very divine relationship and healthy relationships, having friends in the spiritual path, the main element of the relationship is healing, and that must be honored to have a healthy relationship. This is a very, you know, common lesson in the twin flame journey, and yeah, like this is what the teachings of union, you know, shows us, is to have a relationship with, let's say, your twin flame. To start, you must have a very healthy relationship with yourself, and you must realize that the foundation of your twin flame union is a teacher student relationship, basically healing work. You take the triggers, you heal, and then you go deeper in the relationship. And it's when you can handle that component that you go later into friendship, partnership, and romance in that order. This is like the basic, you know, one of the basic concepts for twin flames with this work, but it applies to other relationships, where if you want to have a relationship based on God with another brother or sister, the healing component is going to come up and it must be addressed. And once you work on that, you really invest the time to heal anything that may be coming up in your relationship. You are going to go deeper with them, because that is the reason the upset is coming up in the first place. You are, maybe both of you are very focused on healing. So the relationship is going to be another tool you have for healing. And if you take it and you honor that, you can go a lot deeper with that relationship in particular, but also with God and with your life, because you are healing, yeah, like the one relationship you are having. And I think that is very powerful for everyone.
Yeah, I think it's so beautiful, because I know for myself growing up, you know, sometimes you can, like, we're born into a family, and the relationship is like your family first before anything. And sometimes in family units, like, there's not really a standard for, you know, what is okay. You know, and I think with spiritual family, it's different, and it's healthy relationships. It's what I love about this community, is the standard, the bare minimum and foundation is love. You know, you have to be in alignment with love to vibrate with your spiritual family. And this creates a really safe space, and like a place that is really safe for you to heal in, you know. And if someone upsets you or you feel triggered, you can work through it within yourself and trust that if this person really chooses love, they're gonna be there with you no matter what. And like, it's okay, it's totally safe to have upsets and to be triggered. I think, like, for myself growing up, it wasn't okay to be upset with anyone. You know, it would mean the end of the relationship, or like seriously damaging the relationship. And we've been able to develop really deep like friendships in this community based on real trust, because you know both parties are going to choose to work through their stuff and take responsibility. And I think that's so beautiful. That's how you can create real friendship, not like surface level friendship that's kind of based on maybe just like having fun or, you know, easy friendships where it's not very deep, you know, it's very surface level, shallow. So I think that's such a gift of this community, is you can actually cultivate those relationships. And I think it's important to know that that's part of the purpose of relationships within this community, is they're here to help you along your ascension path. They're here to mirror your upsets to you, to help you go deeper into maybe conflict resolution, because that's so important when you're with your twin flame, is being able to actually work through an upset and get clear on the truth and like heal in that space, instead of just building resentment and you know, holding on to grudges and all of that. That was so common in my family and yours too. You know, it was just grudges and resentment and nothing ever got resolved, which I think a lot of people are used to. So when you come into this community and suddenly everyone is healing, there's so many emotions because everyone is so passionate about, you know, this work and their twin flame journey. Yeah, like stuff comes up, but I think that's so beautiful that we can actually resolve things, and you know, the teachings of union give us that tool.
And that is healthy to have, you know, those kind of discussions with your relationships in your life, because for me it was the same growing up. The standard that, you know, I will see really everywhere was we have a problem, we don't really want to look into it,
brush it under the rug.
Under the rug, and we keep going with our life. And in the surface level, it seems like everything is fine, like okay, forget about it. But that thing starts to accumulate, and it can like break the relationship. And not only that, it's not really healthy, because you are not healing the problem that came up. You are just avoiding it, and you may be aware of it or not. That creates a lot of resentment and upset with that relationship. And when we accumulate that, the relationship is going to end up, you know, feeling bad. There may be a boundary put in place. There may be something that happens that is not really healthy. So this standard is very different, where if something comes up, you don't take it personal. It's just an upset. Everyone has them. It's fine. You take your part, you heal through it, and you trust the other person. I think this is super important. You trust the other, because you cannot do it for them. You do it for you.
Right.
But you trust the other person to also resolve it. And if you are in alignment with the other person at the core, you are going to find harmony once you move through the problem, because that is the reason it's coming up in the first place. There is a misalignment in one party, in another party, or in both, whatever it is, and it's coming up for you to go deeper, not to destroy the relationships.
Right.
So it is safe to look into it. Remember, it is not personal. It's just a feeling that is being triggered within you. Same lesson with your twin flame. It's not personal. You move through it and you let it go. Don't hold on to those. And you go deeper and you choose to move in the direction of love and the clarity you have found, and see what happens with the relationship.
Yeah, I think it's really valuable because, you know, it takes a lot of trust and vulnerability to really have a divine friendship, you know, with someone. It's not like, it's completely different for me than my friendships growing up, where, like I said earlier, it was more just like easy friendships, nothing too deep. And if there was an upset, we just pretend it didn't happen, you know, don't talk about it, but it never gets resolved. And like with your twin flame, you can't do that. If something comes up and it feels off, until it's addressed, it will just grow and it will eventually become so uncomfortable that like some sort of crisis has to happen, like, so that you finally heal it. And so that's why you get really sensitive to all the feelings, all the emotions. If your twin if your twin flame triggers you, it's not going away until you heal it, you know. And it will impact your relationship
Yeah.
And that's the same with any relationship, but with people who are not your twin flame, it's different because they have to choose to heal and you have to choose to heal.
Yeah.
You know, versus with your twin flame, like you choose as one. So I think that's so special because then you can really trust the person, you know, trust these people that you invest into, and like it's okay for conflict to happen. That's something I love about this work is Jeff and Shaleia really talk about this in Twin Flame Ascension School, that conflict is not a bad thing. It's not something to be avoided or afraid of. Like it's something that will happen in life. You know, we're all humans, and so, you know, sometimes there's conflict, and it's just so cool that you can go deeper with the people that are really there to love you. They're gonna always choose to love you.
Yeah.
And yeah, like it's safe. It's really beautiful, like the trust that you can develop with, you know, like your spiritual family.
Yeah, I think in that there is a Sunday sermon from Jeff and Shaleia that speaks about this, like conflict resolution. I think it's in that one where Jeff says that conflict is only the process of getting to the truth. So it's just a process of gaining clarity. It's coming up, there is a conflict because you are not clear on something.
Right.
And that is the process of getting clear. And this is what we learn with this work. You are not clear on something, you feel your feelings fully. And once you move through all of them, you find clarity within. And then you can extend it outside, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah, but that is how it starts. You must feel your feelings fully. And I think when it comes to your twin flame union, I think it's even more clear how important this is, because you cannot really hide the block. If you are refusing to maybe look somewhere, or there is some, you know, avoidance, your union is going to stop moving. It's going to feel stuck in one way or another. So it's going to really invite you constantly to, hey, look here, like, look here, this is still not resolved. And yeah, there is nothing to be afraid of that. There is a deep peace waiting for you at the other side. So really embrace those moments. This doesn't mean, you know, just choose drama or anything like that, but really embrace the opportunity to gain more clarity, because yeah, like that is how you really build a lot of trust and how you get to know the other person deeper. Like I can say, for example, in our union, at the beginning, after coming together, we were very like a little afraid of triggering each other. We were like, let's be careful with this. But yeah, once we learn how to, you know, manage typical couple stuff, conflicts, upsets that may come up, that develops a lot of trust in each other, where we trust each other fully with anything that may come up. We will be talking about whatever in our life. And yeah, that requires, you know, that trust being built over time. And this is about, you know, union with your twin flame, but it is the same with others. The difference, your twin flame is going to always mirror back the healing to you. When it comes to other people, not your twin flame, they have to choose it too, because they are not one with you. But the process is the same for everything.
It's the same. And yeah, and some people don't choose actually that alignment and harmony. Like, you know, it takes a lot of emotional mastery to have a divine friendship, a divine relationship. And some people may not be ready for that level of like accountability, healing, and transformation that happens. But what I've learned is that it's not about, it's the same with twin flame union. It's not about who's right. It's about what is the truth.
Yeah.
And when, you know, if both parties can really commit to that and realize that we all want the same thing at the end of the day. We want God. We're here for God. We're here for union with God, and we're going to get clear in the truth. Yeah. And that's a really powerful thing, because then it's no longer personal, right? Like we are one consciousness in this community, and so all upsets coming up are the collective upsets, you know, and a lot of times it's just not a personal thing. And like where I think I used to get stuck is in taking it personally, you know, but it's really not personal. And it's about the healing. There's no right, there's no wrong, there's no you're bad, and you know, all of that. There's no punishment at all. It's just about getting closer to God and rooting out the things that prevent that closeness with God.
Yeah, and remember that God is the one bringing up the upset. It's not personal, it's not the other person. It's God showing you something, so you can respect it and trust that there is good for you at the other side of it.
Yeah, and I think it's so important not to get stuck in the projection. Don't get stuck in step one. I think a lot of people
good point.
will, stay in step one because they think it's going to like keep them safe or something. But it's so important to complete the mirror exercise, no matter how triggered or upset you are with, maybe another community member or your twin flame,
family member, a friend, whoever.
Don't get stuck in step one. Do the mirror exercise until there is peace and clarity. And you're going to find that you find a deep level of compassion for yourself and others when you do that. And just remember, if you're not seeing someone as their divine self, you are projecting something onto them. Something that Jeff and Shaleia talk about in TFAS. And so you want to heal. And I think it's sad when people choose to hold grudges, even within our community, because it's just like, it's not what our energy is here for. Our energy is here for our ascension. And it's just like, I think love and forgiveness is really important. Remember that forgiveness is one of the 8 keys to the foundation of harmonious union. And that includes forgiveness for all, not just yourself and your twin flame, but for others. We're all human. We're all doing our best. No one is like immune to making mistakes. Like, it's safe to really relax and just love, yourself and others unconditionally. Trust that if there is love at the core of this relationship, any conflict can be worked through. And I think that's what creates a spiritual family. That's what creates real closeness between people. I realized that, I never actually felt close to my friends or family growing up because there wasn't that intimacy and trust and vulnerability there. It was more surface level. Of course, I loved them, but on a soul level, real friendship, I think, comes from on a foundation of God, and spiritual healing. That's something we've been learning a lot. So I think it takes just as much emotional maturity to have divine friendships with others as it does your twin flame.
Basically. And it is just a process of working at it. So if something comes up, just work the process and find clarity.
And sometimes we can be really hard on ourselves, and we can let that go too. It's really just a journey of love and getting closer to God, and all of the relationships around you are here for a reason. Every relationship is a gift. And I remember that's something that Jeff said once somewhere is, whatever form your brother comes to you in, whether they appear to be a friend or not, they're there to love you. They're there to help bring you forward. And I just think it's important to really love and appreciate our spiritual family, our spiritual community, because it's really a gift from God. And embrace those triggers, embrace those upsets. Know it can be worked through, and if one person doesn't choose to work through it, that's okay. Maybe they're not ready, but you don't have to hold on to being upset. You can have peace, and at the end of the day, that's what a divine community is all about. It's based on God.
Perfect.
Good.
Well, I think that is complete. So please join us for the closing prayer and the closing alms. Father, I accept your word into my heart. I will honor your will in my life and will follow you without hesitation anywhere you ask. I know you guide me into your heart, where I belong. I accept that you are everywhere and your teaching is in all things. God, I know you provide me clarity in this teaching of union, that I may be forever in union with you.
I accept that you are in me as you are in my brother. I will not deny my brother your word and will share your teaching with him in any way you ask and only as you ask. For when I share my salvation with him, I fully claim my salvation and return to you with him.
In Christ's name, Amen.
Speaking this prayer in your heart means you have accepted that you are on the path of awakening to your true divine nature. This is what it means to be a unionist. Follow the teachings of union with God wherever you find them and purify your consciousness into perfect union with your Creator.
And now the closing alms. you so much for joining us today.
Hi everyone, welcome back. I hope y'all enjoyed that awesome sermon. And of course, it spoke perfectly to, my journey right now and also what I'm experiencing in my life. And I feel like, that was a very grounded sermon. And it really, helped me with what I'm going through too. Because of course, like being around community members, like in the physical, it feels like we're kind of building the blueprint for like a divine community. And that's just really like a good reminder, you really don't have to avoid conflict. Like it's gonna come up, conflict, not in a way where it's dramatic and it's like super whatever. No, it's just about like the feelings that come up. Like you're probably gonna feel triggered, like, oh, this feeling came up, I'm triggered here, and you work through it, and then sometimes it does require like a deeper conversation with the actual individual. And like what Jose and Michaela were saying, like it's not something to be avoided, because it's just going to take you deeper into harmony with that friendship that you're having, or with your twin flame, or with the guru, or with God, So, and another good point that Michaela said that resonated was, like, of course with your twin flame, as you heal, they heal too. So it's like y'all are making that same core choice. But of course with other people, like friendships that you develop, there is like that sense of like building that trust with each other, because it's like, okay, I choose to heal, but are you going to choose to heal? You know what I'm saying? And most of the time I've experienced that both parties do choose to heal, because we're like in the same community, we have like those same values and stuff. And that just builds like deeper trust in the relationship, and like like deeper, I would say, like camaraderie. I think that's the word. And that's also a beautiful thing that I love about this community, is like the camaraderie that we feel. I hope I said that correctly, but it's like that brotherhood, that sisterhood that we all feel, because we're all like focused on one mission, and that is harmonious twin flame union for the whole world, heaven on earth for the whole world, healing trauma, healing ourselves, coming closer to God. So I just love that, because like honestly, that's what the whole world wants. Like literally everyone wants their twin flame. It's just true. So we all want a beautiful divine community, divine world, that's what everyone wants, right, at the core. And that's what we're offering to the world. And it's awesome. We're like building the blueprint for that. So something that I recall that's coming to my mind now is in life class, Shaleia mentioned, she said, like, don't underestimate the work that you're doing. Like we're really like building the foundation for like a divine world to blossom. And that deserves a lot of love and appreciation and respect. And like humility to just keep going, knowing that we're working for a mission that's bigger than ourselves, but also benefits us at the same time. Because as you do this work honestly and you move through your challenges, you're gonna build strength, you're gonna build grit, you're gonna build like so much trust in yourself, so much respect for yourself, because you're like, wow, I made it through that challenge, I did this, I manifested this, and I really earned it. I earned it. It was not like you really earned, like the beautiful thing here is that you really earn your manifestations here. It's like, wow, I did that, and I'm very proud of myself for that. And I'm very grateful to my friends that helped me through that. I'm very grateful to my community members. I'm very grateful for everything, because it's well earned. All the victories are very well earned. So with that being said, I hope y'all enjoyed that. And once again, I invite y'all to tithe to the Church of Union at unionism.org. This helps us continue to spread this divine teaching with the whole world. I also invite you to join us in our spiritual discussion group, Unionism Spiritual Discussion Group, on Facebook for After Church Tea Time, where unionists come together and we continue to discuss this topic even deeper. So I hope you'll have a wonderful Sunday. I hope you'll have a wonderful week, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.